Welcome to another edition of Prize Picks Tips. I'm your host, Manpreet, aka MMA Lock of the Night, and your boy on Twitter at MMALOTN. This week we're going over UFC Vegas 30, headlined by Cyril Gane and Alexander Volkov, and I'm here to give you guys my three best Prize Picks tips. It's always a mouthful for me to get out, so hopefully I can nail it one of these days for you guys. If you guys are not familiar with Prize Picks, it's pretty much another way for you guys to go out there and try to earn some money betting on the UFC, but they do it in a different style compared to your regular DraftKings and your regular betting style. You have to pick between 2 and 5 spots, so you almost parlay it essentially, and you have to choose over and under regarding significant strikes, takedowns, minutes, and even fantasy points. And if you're able to get everything correct, you get paid out based on the multiplier and based on how many legs of that parlay that you actually throw in there. So another interesting way to definitely approach the UFC slate every single week. So if you guys are interested in Prize Picks, make sure you guys check out Prize Picks, prizepicks.com, and use the promo code UFC100, and they'll match your initial deposit up to $100. So you get an extra couple $100 or extra $100 to use towards Prize Picks and start building up your bankroll. I'm very much enjoying it. I'm starting to find myself taking it a lot more seriously as weeks are going by, because I feel like I'm doing quite well with it, and I feel like there's a lot of spots that we can definitely take advantage of. Not to mention, due to the fact that Prize Picks is still growing. It's still, in my opinion, it's still in its infancy stage for MMA, as they only just recently released the significant strikes and takedowns and minutes. Before, you could only do fantasy points, but now they're starting to expand their market, and it's a very good spot because a lot of people can definitely take advantage of it. So try to be one of those early adopters rather than, getting stuck later on a couple months down the road when a lot more people are on it and the lines are a lot more accurate. So I'm not going to waste too much more time. Like I said, if you guys sign up to Prize Picks, use the promo code UFC100, and they'll match your initial deposit up to $100. All right, first and foremost, I got Cyril Gane going over 1 takedown. Now, last time around, we saw him land, I believe, 3 takedowns against Jairzinho Rozenstruik, but he attempted 14 takedowns. So decent takedown defense on Jairzinho, but we only need 1 here, and Volkov has definitely had some inefficiencies with his takedown defense in the past. And given I believe that this fight is going to go over 25 minutes or hit that 25-minute mark, I expect to see Cyril Gane at least throw a couple takedown attempts out there, and will likely complete at least 1. Now, last week I gave you guys Dan Ige, and he whiffed on us with that 1 takedown, but we did see a very improved and game Korean Zombie that night, and I don't think that we'll get the same thing here from Volkov in terms of being able to stuff takedowns. I do believe that Volkov is definitely one of the in the best shape of his career, has definitely looked like he's starting to reach his final form, but I do think that at a certain point, Cyril Gane will mix up the MMA game and throw in a takedown here rather than just using that sticking and moving approach that I believe will win him this fight. So I'm going with the over 1 takedown that the line is currently at for Cyril Gane. Next up, I'm going with the under 8 minutes for Renato Moicano. Now, just quick stats right off the bat for you guys for J.R. Herbert. 8 out of his 12 pro MMA fights have gone under 8 minutes. And then for Renato Moicano, his last 5 fights in a row, I believe, have all gone under 8 minutes. That's him getting finished, or him finding the finish relatively quickly against his opponents. And I expect him to do the same thing here against Jay Herbert. I fully expect him to go out there and do the exact same thing he did to Damir Hadzovic, I believe, a year ago at this point. But go for that takedown right off the bat, and then go for a submission. I believe Moicano's takedown attempts are set at 1.5, and I would take the over, but I feel like it might only take 1 takedown from Moicano to be able to find that sub. If you're feeling a little froggy, I wouldn't be mad at anybody taking the over 1.5 takedowns on Renato Moicano in case Herbert does manage to find his way back to his feet and then Moicano goes for another takedown. But I do feel much more comfortable with the under 8.5, as I believe that either guy will be able to find a finish here, whether it's Renato by KO or sub, or Jay Herbert by KO, as I do believe that Moicano has a ton of durability issues that still need to be checked up on, and I think that Herbert has the power to definitely crack him and expose that chin once again. Now, Herbert's skill for skill is probably not on the level of Moicano, but again, when you don't have the durability, a fighter that's much worse than you can definitely go out there and knock your lights out, and I'm not counting Jay Herbert here out at all. So I do like Moicano to ground this fight and get it done within the first round, and that should definitely help us out, especially when we're aiming to get that under 8 minutes. And lastly, the last Prize Picks tip I'm going to give you guys I'm going Alves, and I'm going back to the well with the takedowns. I'm going Alves over 1 takedown. Now, Alves, we obviously know, has had a pretty lengthy career in the UFC now, been in the UFC since May of 2014, and he's landed a takedown in all of his UFC fights except 5. And now that might seem like a large number, right? But when you look at the fighters that he's not taking down or not even engaging in the clinch with, you completely understand why. I'll name them off for you guys right here in terms of the fights that he has not been able to complete a takedown attempt or didn't even pursue takedowns in these fights. Colby Covington, he ended up choking him out relatively quickly in that fight. Brian Barberena, that was a fight that Barberena had tons of success in and was able to stifle the forward approach of Warlley Alves. Kamaru Usman obviously can't complete a takedown over there. Sultan Aliyev, who, that fight only lasted 10 minutes, but Warlley Alves definitely didn't have a striking advantage there. So I completely understand why he was not pursuing the takedowns as much. And the last fight in which he did not complete a takedown attempt in was the Sergio Moraes fight. Why would he take that fight to the ground when Moraes clearly has the grappling advantage and the jiu-jitsu advantage? So I understand why that has occurred. But how many fights is that he has completed takedowns in, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights. 7 fights that he's completed takedowns in. I'm expecting him to do the same thing here against Jeremiah Wells. I'm expecting him to ground it at some point and either get that ground and pound going or get his jiu-jitsu going. But I'm hoping that we're going to get at least 1 takedown from him that will either cause a push and then the potential for that second takedown to cash us that over 1.5 or over 1 takedown. So yeah, there you have it. Pretty straightforward and simple. If you guys want more Prize Picks tips, I actually just dropped a quick article on my Patreon where I go through every single fight and give you guys my favorite Prize Picks angle for all of those fights. Nothing crazy. It's pretty much just a brief bullet point list of all the Prize Picks that I like for every single fight, and that's over on the Patreon. Not to mention the best bets and props article did drop last night as well, so you guys can get an idea of where I'm at for every single fight, which bet I like the most out of their money line and totals, as well as the best prop that I like. Not to mention a little bit, a couple sentences on each matchup regarding the live betting market as well and how you should be prepared to approach it if you do want to attack it from a live betting angle. So a ton to love on the Patreon, obviously, like I said, and obviously shout out to Prize Picks once again. If you use promo code UFC100, they'll match your initial deposit up to $100. Take full advantage of it. Drop these plays that I just threw on for you. Hopefully we can cash it and we can start building your bankroll over there on Prize Picks as well. All right, that's it for me. Reminder, no event next week. So don't be waiting around on my channel thinking that I'm going to drop some content for you guys. At most, I'll probably do like a Locky late night or something for you guys. But no MMA Lockcast, no Prize Picks tips, no Ultimate Weigh-In Show, nothing next week. We got a bye week. So good luck on your bets this weekend. Good luck on your lineups. Good luck on your Prize Picks. And I'll see you guys. I believe I have a couple more things that I'm dropping before the fights actually kick off. But I appreciate the love, support. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And good luck on all your wagers this weekend.